Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lieutenant Colonel Robert Kramer, and I am the Deputy Superintendent of the Rhode Island State Police. Thank you for attending this morning's commemoration on the 23rd anniversary of the attacks of September 11th. On this solemn morning, I would like to welcome everyone, especially the families and friends of those who were lost on 9/11 and during the War on Terror. We appreciate During this ceremony, we will ring a bell and observe a moment of silence 4 times. Each ringing of the bell represents a tragic event that took place on the morning of September 11th. At 8:46 a.m., American Airlines Flight Number 11 struck the North Tower of the World Trade Center. At 9:03 a.m., United Airlines Flight Number 175 struck the South Tower of the World Trade Center. At 9:37 a.m., American Airlines Flight Number 77 struck the Pentagon. And at 10:03 a.m., United Airlines Flight Number 93 crashed in the field near Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Ladies and gentlemen, I will now ask that you please stand. Trooper Kim Pitts-Wiley will sing our national anthem.
Present!
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Order! Ceremonial.
Thank you, Trooper Pitts-Wiley. I now ask that Father Creedon please come up to the podium to offer the invocation prayer. Father.
Ready? Now.
We gather with the shadow of grief still hovering over our hearts. We gather to remember those first offenders who served without a shadow of fear. We gather to be reminded that hatred responding to hatred merely creates more hatred. We gather in a spirit of hope that we will continue to remain vigilant and never grow complacent. We gather because we know that together we are always stronger than when we are alone. Loving God, as we gather as your daughters and sons, may we always believe in the power of your providential love. Be with us today as we remember and thank those men and women who died as victims on this day, and those who died because of their heroic courage and loving service in the name of their fellow servants. We ask this God of love, who both reigns now and forever.
Ready? Front.
Thank you, Father. We will now ring the bell and honor American Airlines Flight Number 11. I will now read the names of the following Rhode Islanders that were killed when American Airlines Flight Number 11 struck the North Tower of the World Trade Center. David Lawrence Angel, Carol Marie Bouchard, Renee Lucille Newell, Jessica Lee Sachs. The following Rhode Islanders were killed when United Airlines Flight Number 175 struck the South Tower of the World Trade Center. Amy N. Jarrett, Catherine L. Labori, Sean M. Nassani, James Edward Hayden. The following Rhode Islander, an employee of Marsh & McLennan, was killed in the World Trade Center. Mark L. Charette. We recognize that there were others who had ties to Rhode Island at one time and died on September 11th, and our thoughts and prayers are with all the families today. I now ask that Brigadier General Andrew Chevalier please come to the podium to read the names of those military members who lost their lives on the War on Terror since September 11th. General.
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Kramer. The Rhode Island military members who were killed during the War on Terror since September 11th, 2001. Sergeant Gregory A. Berlanga, United States Army Reserve. Staff Sergeant Joseph Camara, Rhode Island Army National Guard. Sergeant Charles T. Caldwell, Rhode Island Army National Guard. Specialist Michael Andrade, Rhode Island Army National Guard. Chief Warrant Officer 5 Sharon T. Swartzworth, United States Army. Captain Matthew J. August, United States Army. Sergeant First Class Curtis Mancini, United States Army Reserve. Master Sergeant Richard L. Ferguson, United States Army. Lance Corporal Matthew K. Sirio, United States Marine Corps. Captain Christopher S. Cash, North Carolina Army National Guard. Lance Corporal John J. Van Geisen IV, United States Marine Corps. Staff Sergeant Christopher S. Potts, Rhode Island Army National Guard. Lance Corporal Holly A. Charette, United States Marine Corps. Second Lieutenant Matthew S. Kutu, United States Army. Sergeant Dennis J. Flanagan, United States Army. Sergeant Brian R. St. Germain, United States Marine Corps. Staff Sergeant Dale James Kelly, Jr., Maine Army National Guard. Sergeant Moses Jasmine, United States Army. Sergeant Michael R. Wiedemann, United States Army. Petty Officer 3rd Class Ronald A. Gill, Jr., United States Coast Guard. Lieutenant Junior Grade Francis L. Toner IV, United States Navy. Private First Class Kyle J. Kutu, United States Marine Corps. Sergeant Michael F. Paranzino, United States Army. Specialist Dennis C. Poland, Massachusetts Army National Guard. Lance Corporal Nicholas D. Scavoni, United States Marine Corps. Sergeant Dennis P. Weichel, Jr., Rhode Island Army National Guard. Lance Corporal Abram Terawu, United States Marine Corps. Staff Sergeant Timothy McGill, Rhode Island Army National Guard. And First Sergeant P. Andrew McKenna, United States Army. Please remain standing as we play taps.
Platoon, on 10, hut, present, hut. Order!
Thank you, General. We will now ring the bell in honor of United Airlines flight number 175. Please be seated. It is my pleasure to introduce Governor Daniel J. McKee, the 76th Governor of the State of Rhode Island. Governor.
Good morning. I get to speak on behalf of the people in the state of Rhode Island. I thank the state police for being here today, and certainly thank them for their service. On behalf of the state, I thank you for taking the time out of your day to remember the victims, the first responders, and heroes we lost 23 years ago. I thank the families for being here today, being willing to share their story, so that we can continue to share theirs. There were 9 Rhode Islanders among the more than 2,900 people who were killed in the tragic attacks on September 11th, 2001. To the families, please know that we recognize your pain as well as your pride that you have in your loved ones, for all that they were and all that they could have been. I also want to recognize the Gold Star families. They lost loved ones responding to that attack to protect our freedoms, those that we enjoy each and every day here in Rhode Island and around the country. Our country is stronger because of your loved one's service. My gratitude knows no bounds. You and your loved ones represent the best of Rhode Island and the United States, and thank you for being here. Here in the Ocean State, let us take a moment to remember those 9 Rhode Islanders and hold them in our hearts, and hold the families in our hearts as well. When we reflect on the events of September 11th, 2001, we all vividly remember that morning. That uncertainty, the fear, the panic, our outrage, and grief that swept across our nation. But as I stand here today, I'm reminded of the inspiring bravery and heroism that we witnessed in the days after and the years after. We will always remember the courage of the firefighters, the police officers, emergency medical personnel, and first responders who banded together in search of the rescue missions. Many running into the towers, not knowing if they'd ever come out. And after the smoke cleared and the dust settled, everyday citizens like ourselves and the many everyday Rhode Islanders united to lend a hand and help in any way that they could. These are the heroic actions upon which our nation was founded, and the bravery that we witness sought to preserve the principles upon what our nation was founded on: liberty, freedom, independence, and perseverance. In the days and years that followed the attacks, we looked to brave men and women in uniform to serve and protect our nation and nations from across the world in the global fight against terrorism. Today and every day, we thank those who served in branches of the military for the bravery that they displayed, and we pay tribute to those who never came home. Their sacrifice has allowed us to enjoy the freedoms and liberties of this nation, and we will always remember their valor. Last year I was humbled to join families of Rhode Islanders we lost that day, as well as our Gold Star families whose loved ones bravely served our nation. Their courage, your courage, is what makes America and Rhode Island a special place. And we're stronger for it. We are Rhode Islanders, but above all that, we are Americans. We are together today as one, united, in thanking those who sacrificed so much to preserve our freedom. And we mourn with those who've lost a loved one in the name of preserving our American ideals of freedom, liberty, and independence. This gathering is a testament to the strength and resolve of our country. We thank all those who serve. We recognize the families who have lost loved ones. And we resolve that Rhode Island will never forget.
Thank you, Governor. We will now ring the bell and honor the victims of American Airlines Flight Number 77. We will now ring the bell in honor of the victims of United Airlines Flight Number 93. Thank you. Please stand. We will now retire the colors.
Right. Peace.
Detail, present, arms.
Forward.
Detail, order, arms.
In closing, on behalf of law enforcement, the military, the fire service, and especially the families, I would like to thank all of you for attending today's ceremony. This concludes the ceremony. Thank you.